Hi guys, and welcome back to the Writer's Room. My name is Summer Scavona, and I will be your host. If this is your first time here, the Writer's Room gives us the opportunity to show you the faces and the talent behind the O'Colly as you know it. I have two very special guests with me here today. I have Rainey and Sam. So for those who don't know you, tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Rainey. I'm a senior at OSU studying multimedia journalism, and I'm co-editor-in-chief of the O'Colly this semester.
I'm Sam. I'm a junior multimedia journalism major, and I'm a staff reporter for the O'Colly.
Oh, well, nice. So what drew you into becoming a writer?
I always liked writing at school, and I kind of started doing multimedia projects in high school with our yearbook staff, and I just really liked it, so I just continued to create content and find my place here at OSU with the O'Colly.
I always loved to read. Growing up, I loved to read, and reading a lot made me kind of want to try writing. And then I started, and I enjoyed it, and now I'm here. So.
Well, that's great. Is there any authors that you look up to that kind of really inspired your passion?
I'm a nerd, so J.R.R. Tolkien, Lord of the Rings. That's the big one. So.
Big one. What about you?
I like the Hunger Games and the Twilight, like all those kind of guilty pleasure books.
Same here. Same here. So, did you know about the O'Colly before coming here, or did you just kind of walk in and find your place?
I didn't know about it. I just knew I wanted to do multimedia journalism so I could learn like each avenue and kind of find like what I wanted to do. And then I just kind of walked in as a freshman. I did some O'Colly TV and some writing downstairs and just kind of fit more downstairs with writing, and that's how I ended up here.
Well, that's great. So, Sam, have you ever tried anything other than writing and kind of just dip into everything else, or?
Other than just doing stuff for the major with video or, just little things on the side, just hobbies and stuff like that. No, writing's kind of always been something I'd love to do. So yeah.
So, how are you feeling about probably the busiest time of the year coming up?
Nervous but excited. I mean, our homecoming edition is 4 pages longer than our regular edition, and I'm already gonna start talking to writers about what they're gonna do a month in advance. That's how we get through it, is planning ahead. But I'm excited, but it's always nerve-wracking until it finally comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. I am covering the football team, so I'll get to cover that aspect of it, and that'll be fun, just to see how the crowd reacts and to see how the people in Stillwater react, and so yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So what is your favorite topic to cover?
I like doing more hard news and politics, things like that. Last week I covered a Nepal vigil. It was about the Nepal protests that have been going on over there.
It's in here.
Yeah. So I like doing like hard news that like really means something. I do a little bit of lifestyle as well for fun, but that's really what I'm passionate about.
I like covering the men's basketball team. That's what I've done the most. But if I could cover one thing, it would just be the people of Stillwater who, pour into their community and do that. So yeah.
So how do you work with other people in the O'Colly? Because there's different sections, of course. Like, how do you find the perfect photo for your story?
So we basically have our news meetings first and kind of see what our writers are wanting to write about and what's going on campus, and then I send those assignments off to our photo editor, and he gets our photographers involved and put on different assignments, and then we just kind of put it together. But we also try to have like our photographers like on the lookout for things going around on campus, just getting photos whenever they can, because even if we don't have a story, sometimes we can do like photo pages to showcase like what's going on campus. So yeah, we just try to work hand in hand.
Yeah, for sure. So with sports, so I bet there's a lot of photos to go through. I bet that's pretty cool, like looking through all of those.
Yeah, there's a lot of photos, and the sports photographers are all really excited to do it, and they do a really good job.
Yeah, for sure. So like you were saying with the photo pages, what do you do whenever there's pretty much nothing going on? Like, do you just kind of have to dive in and just like find something and?
Yeah, I think the first thing I do is kind of look at the academic calendar, like, and see what's going on in Stillwater, and see if anybody can just go out and get photos of like an event going on. We can do a photo page, or I can have like a writer go out to an event and see what's going on. That's the first thing I try to do. And then another thing we do is try to like localize like national news, like how is something that's in the big headlines affecting people here. that's kind of the first thing we try to do, but sometimes it's rough.
Yeah, I would imagine. I just saw a story about like a cat shelter in here. So is it
Yeah.
kind of just going around seeing like what's going on in the community and stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure. And there's also like Facebook community pages. They help more than you think. I'm in a bunch of them, so I can see what people are posting or what like local businesses might be posting to get out in the community, and it gives us some ideas there. So that's nice.
Well, that's great. Well, we will be right back after the break.
Got a computer issue? Meet AB Computers, Stillwater's trusted experts in computer repairs. We understand how important your devices are to you. That's why we offer fast turnaround times, so you're never disconnected for long.
Hello, my name is Roger Smith. I'm the owner of AB Computers here in Stillwater. I offer excellent services for repairs, upgrades, custom build of systems. I do Mac and PC repair. I've got best prices on pretty much everything you can look for.
We service all types of computers, from PCs and gaming rigs to tablets and everything in between. Whatever your tech needs, AB Computers is your one-stop solution. Whether it's a locked screen, a sluggish system, or any other tech trouble, AB Computers has you covered. Visit us at 211 North Perkins Road, Suite number 10, right next to Walmart. Our new location offers easy access and plenty of parking, making it more convenient than ever to get the expert help you need.
Ace in the Bowl Salsa started many, many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly unique. Ace in the Bowl Salsa is an olive oil based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten free, low calorie, low carb, low fat, low sodium. So it's a very, very, very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
Welcome back. So, Rainey, you are the co-editor-in-chief of the O'Colly. Can you tell me a little bit about your position there?
Yeah, so I previously was assistant news and lifestyle editor for like a full year, and then we had a bunch of people graduate, and so me and Parker, the other co-editor-in-chief, had big shoes to fill, and he's more on the sports side and I'm more on the news side, and so it was only fair to us to both step into that role together and try to work on both sections together. And I mostly focus on the news side of things. I have like news meetings and work with those writers, and then obviously putting together the whole product and putting things online, we both do that.
So what is like the full process of that, like editing and everything?
So we basically start off the week on Monday. I have my news meeting, and then we have like an editor meeting. Our whole ed board gets together and we kind of talk about the next week. We plan everything a week in advance. I start getting stories on Tuesday and Wednesday, and I edit all of those and I put them up on our like asset manager, and from there they go on the website, and we also pull them on there to put on the page for printing. So Thursday is our production day. We're there in the newsroom all day reading those stories over and over and over again, making sure they're ready to go out.
So how many times do you check? Is it like triple check, quadruple check?
So we go through 3 different edits, first, second, third edits, and we have 3 people read it each time. So it's kind of a lot, but that's how we ensure that everything is accurate to the best of our abilities. So
Yeah, that reminds me of like the peer revisions from like middle school that I did, but definitely 5 times harder. So how were you feeling emotionally going into that position? Like, were you nervous, excited, like intimidated?
I was definitely nervous. I think me and Parker were both nervous, and that's why we thought that it would be best if we did it together. We haven't had a lot of co-editor-in-chiefs in our time at the O'Colly, so I think having 2 of us there like really eased some of the nerves. we can handle it together, but it definitely was nerve-wracking, but I'm settling in.
Yeah, I bet it is. So do you think you've grown as a writer, reading, like editing, and then also like seeing how your peers write as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I am in a position now, I've gone through like the classes and done the work that I can even help like newer writers that don't have as much experience. I try to give feedback and things like that, and I learn from them and they learn from me, so.
I have a question for you. I feel like this would probably happen for you a lot. Do you ever have like people try to get their papers checked by you for class?
Not really people in the journalism school because they're all taking like the same classes as me, but definitely like my boyfriend and like my friends like back home that are at different colleges, like they'll be like, can you just read this for me? And I'm like, yes.
Do you enjoy it?
I do, but it's
Yeah.
just funny because it's like,
Yeah.
you think I
mean,
know everything and I
you
don't.
got a talent. I mean, I would
Thank
be that
you.
person too. So, what was the first story you ever published?
The first story I ever published was like financial tips or something like that. I talked to like a finance professor. It was just some random assignment that was pitched at a news meeting, and I was trying to find something that wasn't too hard to start out with.
Yeah, to get started.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious. Do you guys print the papers, or are they like printed in like some room or something?
They're not printed here. The Enid newspaper, they have like a printer in Enid, and we send all the PDFs there at like 9 p.m. on Thursday night, and they print them and deliver them here.
All the way in Enid?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, we have a lot more time after this, but we will go back into a quick break.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, you know, this isn't it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
Deep Fork Foods started in 2014. We started off with our nut products, and now we produce everything from jarred products to cookie mixes and pancake mixes and dried products for people, as well as our spice blends. Now we produce over 168 different products for ourselves and about 20 to 30 other companies in Oklahoma.
I'm Cindy Stewart. I'm one of the owners of Deep Fork Foods. We've gone from just making our own stuff and doing just small things to being able to co-pack and work with other companies and individuals within Oklahoma and across the United States as well.
I'm just really thankful for the journey that we've had so far and really look forward to the future where we're taking Deep Fork Foods and being able to provide more value for Oklahoma and its economy, as well as all the people within the state.
I love the opportunities that being in a food business provides. I absolutely love sharing food and good stories with people, so this just gives us another connection. And I can't wait to see where this path takes us with it.
Welcome back to the Writer's Room. Now we will get to hear a little bit more about Sam. So, Sam, can you walk me through like a typical like work day for you? Like if you got a story to get in.
Yeah, so a lot of what I do on the sports in the sports section revolves around the game, or if there was like something that Gundy said at a press conference or something like that. So on a typical game day, you get there a little early. Depends on the sport. Basketball, you don't have to get there as early, but with football, you get there a little bit early, a little bit earlier. You walk in football, you get to be in the press box and looking down, and so you sit up there and you take notes during the whole thing, and then at the end of it, you kind of look over your notes, try to think of kind of what to ask in the press conference, and you go to the press conference, and then you leave and then you just go find somewhere to sit and write until you get it done, which sometimes can take longer than others if you're having trouble getting the words on the page, but yeah.
Because don't you have to get it in at midnight?
Yes, typically we're all college students, so we all understand, but
Yeah, it happens.
there is a soft deadline of trying to get it done the night of the game. So
Yeah, for sure. Because sometimes people say it becomes old news. I don't really think that's true. So do you have like the resources in front of you, like the statistics, everything like that, or do you have to go and find it yourself?
Yeah, so I typically will, I have a digital, pulled it up on my laptop in front of me, and I also will have a hard copy of the roster and the other team stats and our team stats. So I'll have both of those. So I will have highlighted people that are important, and I'll have those so I can flip to them easily, see their stats and stuff like that. But yeah, I have those resources, some that I find, some that are just online.
So how does the interview process go for you? Is it all press related, or do you have to go out and ask people questions?
Yeah, so it's press adjacent. So I'll either go to the press conference or watch the press conference, and then if there's something that the coach said or somebody at the press conference said, then I will make note of that, and then I'll go interview people related to that comment. So like, for example, football media day, Gundy talked about a player. I went and talked to that player afterwards. So I didn't ask Gundy about that player, but he said it, and so then I took that and I wrote a story on that player, talking to that player and a couple of his teammates.
Oh, nice. So is it like a little bit nerve-wracking? Like kind of,
Yeah,
as a player, I feel like it can be kind of intimidating.
It can be. It's not as nerve-wracking as I thought it would be, because once you're there, you kind of don't really have a choice but to do it. But yeah, when you're just thinking about it, it's like, oh, I've talked to Division I college coaches and Division I athletes.
Which is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
I mean,
yeah.
That's pretty cool. So what's your like writing habits? Like where do you write your best? Do you have anything that you do, like music, or just like some people write better in the dark, anything like that?
Yeah, so I actually write best when there's just white noise. So I go to the Union and I'll just sit there and I'll just write when all the students are walking and they're all talking, and I'll put headphones in to where I can hear that and have some instrumental, some sort of Beethoven or something like that in my ears, and listen to that while all the other noise is going on. So.
Yeah, my teacher told me that like Mozart and Beethoven like help you, and people like play it for babies. Mm-hmm. They say they learn faster. So I might need to try that whenever I'm writing, because I need a little bit of help. So how do you think that this has prepared you for your future?
I think that it's done a lot for my future. One, just kind of getting me out of my comfort zone, like actually going to the games, talking to the coaches, talking to the players. It can be uncomfortable at times, especially when, there's hard questions that need to be asked. So that's part of it, is getting out of my comfort zone. But then also, interviewing, talking to people, being relatable with people is, something that touches every aspect of life. So.
For sure. How have you handled having maybe like a tough interview? Something that kind of, like just didn't go very well and can be kind of discouraging sometimes.
Yeah, so it's most of the people, I would say all the people I've talked to have been really, really nice and really accommodating, because they know that, I have to ask the questions. That's what I do. It can be frustrating though whenever you ask a question and they don't answer like the question that you're trying to get them to ask, and then it's kind of awkward to try to steer it back to the question. So that can be frustrating.
Yeah, so. I bet. Well, it was so nice hearing from you, Sam. We will be right back.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Welcome back. So, how do you feel whenever you're stressed, stuck, unmotivated? What gets you like back in the grind?
That's a hard question.
Do you want me to answer first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think for me, kind of just getting moving, whether that's just being outside in the sunlight or obviously it's been a little hot for that, but finding something to do that has movement, like the music that I mentioned, finding music that is upbeat and kind of gets my brain kind of moving forward, trying to find something else to do to focus on, and then hoping that has kind of got my brain unstuck so I can go back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think taking a break sometimes, like just scheduling a time to take a break from something, like even if it's just to like watch a movie or get something to eat, just get your brain off of it, because I like have a bad habit of just like staring at the screen hoping it's gonna get done, and it just isn't very good. So.
Yeah, because it just jogs your memory and everything like that. But I have seen, obviously this is one of those things I've seen, I don't know if it's true, that people have gotten like the treadmills and they walk with their computer and they type and it helps them.
That's crazy. I feel like I would get dizzy and like fall.
I agree. I feel like I would get too focused and then like not realize I'm walking and then just... But so how do you balance school and the OCOLI? Because I feel like it's a lot of work, for sure.
Yeah. Do you want to answer?
Yeah, sure. I'll take it. You know, it's the good news is that it's related to what I'm doing in school. So like I'm not having to shift mindsets all that much. Like I have a story that I have to have for a class, and then I also have a story I need for the OCOLI. So those two, typically they're different stories, but they go hand in hand. So I'm in that same mindset. And then the other thing is, you know, just the being able to go down like to the newsroom and just there's other people there who are doing the same thing, and you can ask for help, and they're happy to help. So
yeah, you can all share everything and then just hype each other up. So what advice would you give to someone wanting to get involved in the OCOLI, but they might be just too scared to walk into the room?
I think you just have to go in the room, and like we're all very welcoming. I know it's scary sometimes to like take that first step, but there's not like a formal application process. Like we'll meet you where you're at, and skill wise, like we'll help you with whatever you need. You just come to those meetings and you can get started. It's that simple.
Yeah. What about you, Sam? Yeah,
I mean, I think that, you know, just take the small steps, right? I mean, you don't have to jump in and, you know, win any awards on your first story. It doesn't have to be that intimidating. Just go in. You don't even have to really talk to that many people when you first start. You can just kind of walk in and they'll get you started. You know, Rainey does a great job of incorporating new students into the OCOLI. So.
Oh,
Thank
yes,
you.
Rainey.
Thanks.
So how did you feel whenever your first story got published?
It's really exciting. I mean, my first story didn't make it to print, but it was online, and it was kind of like a milestone to like work toward getting your stories online. I had like a few online first, and then once you actually see that first one in the paper, it's really like amazing. You see your future, and I'm just like grabbing like 5 copies, like one for my mom, one for my grandma.
Yeah,
like
what I was going to ask about that is, do you have like a copy of every paper?
I do. I have I have a box full of it. It's crazy.
So yeah, what about you?
Yeah, my same to Rainey. My first story was online, and everyone else, like my family, was excited, but to me, I was like, all I did was just sit down and you know, type this out, so it didn't feel that big a deal. But then once I finally got in the paper and you can kind of see your name there, it becomes a little more real.
Yeah.
So.
No, I bet. That's incredible. I feel like that would be amazing. Yeah, you definitely need to like make something with all of them. Get like 5 copies. So what would be your dream story? Like anything you could do, out of Stillwater, out of the country, anything.
I think doing like a profile on someone famous, like pretty famous, would be cool.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound crazy. I really like birds, and so
Oh, wow.
doing something related to the ecosystem of birds and wildlife and stuff like that. So I've gotten to do it a couple times for classes, but it'd be fun to actually, you know, do a big story about it.
That's cool. Did you have a bird class at high school?
I did not. No, I just enjoy being outside and you know, walking and you hear the bird song and it just kind of makes me focus on it.
Yeah.
So
I'm only asking that because we had a class at my high school that was focused on birds, like fully centered around birds. And everybody took it and they loved it. And you should have had that at your high school. They robbed you from that.
I wish I did have that.
So, did you expect to like truly fulfill this passion coming into college, or did you think maybe like I'll do it and see what else happens, or did you kind of just stick to it?
I kind of knew that I wanted to do like media of some kind, but I didn't know like how passionate I would become for it, especially like writing. I kind of went into a production track at first, and I just like fell more in love with like the writing, the script writing, all of that kind of part of the storytelling. And so I think I kind of found myself through the college process.
Yeah, when I came in as a freshman, I was a secondary education major, so I wanted to be an English teacher. And then decided I didn't really want to spend every day in a classroom, and so this was kind of a natural step, still sort of a form of education, writing and doing that. And so once I took my first journalism class, I loved it. So
Yeah, that's really cool. So how do you think the Ocali has strengthened you as a person and maybe in leadership or teamwork?
Yeah, I think it's helped me just learn a lot more. In journalism, I've had to like juggle a bunch of different things and work with all people from all kinds of backgrounds to get things done, and I think that it's strengthened me in that way.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that it's gotten me out of my comfort zone in the best way possible.
For sure. Well, it was so great having you all here today. We will see you again next week.
Pecans are staple to Oklahoma. In fact, many of our native pecans come from trees that are older than Oklahoma statehood.
My father's the one that got us started into the pecan picking. I was probably 10 or 12 years old, and we started off with one little mechanical picker that you pulled behind a four-wheeler. Then we'd go home at night and we'd clean them on a TV tray. I guess watching my dad work hard when we were young, and people started trusting him and getting more and more groves, we just kept growing.
Being a relatively new and fresh company, we get to sit in the same room with people who have been a part of the Oklahoma economy for decades.
It's opened a lot of doors. It's gave us quite a bit of exposure, and I think people, will take a small company like us a little more serious. We're just going to continue growing as long as our community lets us and our customers keep on buying, and we'll see where it takes us.